will start game 2 on the hill as well. Montag threw an inning, hit a man, gave up no runs, no hits, and no walks. And Montag will face this Decorah lineup here in game number 2, leading off the shortstop, Colin Nimrod. Batting second, doing the pitching here in game number 2, Jake Qualley. Hitting third, the designated hitter, Dustin Carey. Carey will bat for the first baseman, Bryce Pierce. Hitting fourth at third base is Josie Jewell. Hitting fifth in right field, James Osley. Hitting sixth, the catcher, Kyle Kane. Hitting seventh in left field is Austin Ashbacker. Batting eighth at second base is Brady Dolly, and batting ninth in center field is Gavin Nimrod. Montag will throw for Charles City. Against Decorah in the first game, he threw 2 innings, gave up 5 hits, 5 unearned runs, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. That was the game back in June the 14th. He threw an inning, hit a man, and gave up nothing else. The winning run did score on his watch. This is Montag's only second start of the year. He is 0-4 with a 1.95 ERA, 29 2/3 innings now, 31 hits. And this is the stat where Montag probably proves his value as a shortstop. He has given up 27 runs, but only 8 have been earned. 10 walks and 19 strikeouts. And Colin Nimrod will bat to start the second game. Greg Bodensteiner will call the balls and strikes, and Nick Willenberg will be at first base. Colin Nimrod in game number 1 was 0 for 2. He walked and scored a run. We'll set the Comet defense as that ground ball goes towards second base. It's picked up there by Manning, and he'll throw on to first base to retire Nimrod. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the first inning. As we get going for game number 2 at 7:36. 1 down, nobody on, and Jake Qualley to the plate. No score here in game number 2. Qualley was 0 for 3 and had a sacrifice fly in game number 1. In fact, that sacrifice fly in the 7th inning was the game-winning RBIs. The pitch on the outside edge for a strike, nothing in 1. Levi Miller in left, Caleb Hageman in center, and Connor Opp in right for the Comets. Tyler Labarge at third, Sam Lipke at short. The pitch swung on a ground ball toward short. Lipke will charge, pick it up, throw on to first base, and beating it out is Qualley. Lipke was charging on the play, slowed down his charge a little bit, and ends up allowing Qualley to reach on the infield single. And since Qualley is the pitcher, Jake Hovden will get his courtesy at first base. Continuing with the Comet defense, Nate Manning at second, Zach Mitchell at first, Dylan Isaacson behind the plate, and Dylan Montag on the hill as Dustin Carey will bat with 1 on, 1 out. Top of the first inning, and move to first base will send Jake back diving to the bag. Carey in game number 1 was 0 for 3, was hit by a pitch once. He also had the only strikeout in that game. 2-stride lead at first base by Hovden, and a breaking ball goes outside from Montag. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Lights have been turned on, and they're starting to take full effect on what has been a overcast night throughout the night here in Charles City. 1 ball, no strikes. The count and the pitch to Carey. Swinging a foul, right side and out of play. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. Connor Opp was the losing pitcher in game 1. Vikes were only able to muster out 5 hits, but thanks to the pitching of Kyle Kane, it was good enough. In addition to the pitching of Kane, a move to first base, back to the bag diving is Hovden, and had Hovden been picked off, it wouldn't have counted because Greg Bodensteiner had called time prior to the move to first. So 1 ball, 1 strike the count with 1 on and 1 out here in the first inning of a scoreless game. 1-1 delivery, outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-2. Josie Jewell in the on-deck circle in a scoreless game here in the top of the second inning. The 1-2 delivery sails high. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Dustin Carey. Carey, the DH for the second straight game. Brady Dowley getting the start at second base in this game as the pitch swung on and missed at a breaking ball down and away. And Carey strikes out for the second out of the inning. So Hovden at first and 2 out, top of the second inning. No score. Josie Jewell stands in, who was 2 for 3 and was hit by a pitch in game number 1. Vikes won that one 2-1. Scoreless here in the top of the first in game number 2 as the pitch misses outside. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Hovden a couple of steps off the bag at first base. Stretch by Montag, and the pitch is outside. It is 2 balls, no strikes on Josie Jewell. Jake Qualley getting the ball for the Vikings on the hill here in game number 2. Moved to first base, and Hovden back to the bag diving. Jake got the start in left field, and his uniform a lot more dirty here 1 inning. Through game number 1, due to all these moves to first base, the 2-0 delivery hits Josie right in the back. So Josie hit by the pitch. And that will send Hovden to second base. Similar scenario to what we had in the first inning of game number 1. Josie was up with 2 outs, was hit by a pitch, and James Astley in that game got a single to right to give the Vikings the lead. We'll see if Astley can't make history repeat itself. He was 2 for 3 with that RBI in game number 1 as the fastball missing low from Montag. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 on, 2 out, top of the first inning, and a scoreless game between Decorah and Charles City. Stretch, a look back at second and the 1-0. Inside for 2 balls, no strikes on Astley. Vikes got game 1 2-1. Very good ball game. The stretch and the 2-0 delivery swung on a ground ball, slowly hit towards third. It rolls into foul territory, and it's covered up there by LaBarge, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. And that's the deal in game number 1. Counter-op walked 2 guys. Both those walks turned into runs, but 2 walks and 1 error for the Comets in that ball game. If they can limit the walks and error totals, who knows what can happen when the postseason gets here, as the next one goes high and tight to Astley. 3 balls, 1 strike. That's why I say for unpredictability, the baseball and softball postseasons are probably as up in the air as anyone. As stepping off is Montag, and he's going to be called for a balk as Hovden took off. Apparently, I didn't have the best angle. Montag had his hands set together, separated, and set again. And Willenborg, the base umpire, was right on it. Hovden moves to third. Josie to second. It's now 3-1 on James Astley. Montag comes set, and the 3-1 coming to James. Swung on, smacked into center field, and a base hit. Scoring is Jake Hovden. Josie coming to the plate. It's bobbled out in center by Hageman. Josie will score without a play. It's a 2-0 lead for Decorah. So James Astley now has 5 RBI in the last 3 ball games. He comes up huge with a 2-out, 2-run single here in the top of the first inning. 2-0 Decorah, and Kyle Kane to the plate. Kane made his headlines in game number 1 with his arm. He was 0 for 3 with the stick. He threw a 3-hitter, walking none and striking out 6. Astley a lead at first base, and Kyle looks at a strike, 0-1. But you talk about not beating yourself. Comets with 2 walks and 1 error, a very acceptable total for 7 innings. Vikings in game 1, no walks, no errors. Ground ball towards third, through the legs of LaBarge and into left field. Astley will move to second base, first and second with 2 outs for Decorah. And Austin Ashbacker will come to the plate. Before he does, Cole Sweska will get Canes courtesy at first base. Ashbacker 0 for 3 in game number 1. Getting the start here in game number 2 in left field. Osley away from second, Sweska away from first. The stretch and the pitch to Austin swung on and missed. Montague challenged him with some heat. And the Baby Bull not up to the challenge. No balls, 1 strike. Away from second, Osley. Away from first, Sweska. The 0-1 delivery. It's uncorked wild all the way back to the screen. Osley moves up to third. And Sweska to second. So it's 1-1 now on Ashbacker, and he bats with 2 runners in scoring position. One ball, 1 strike with 2 down. The stretch, Montag a look around the base pass, and the 1-1 swung on, high fly ball left field. Levi Miller is under it in medium depth left. He will make a 2-handed catch to retire the side. But the Vikes get 2 on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Decorah nothing, and Charles City coming to bat. And the Comets will bat in the same order as game number 1. Leading off will be the pitcher, Dylan Montag. Batting second at first base, Zach Mitchell. Hitting third in right field, counter op. Batting fourth, the catcher, Dylan Isaacson. Hitting fifth in center field, Caleb Hageman. Hitting sixth at third base, Tyler Labarge. Hitting seventh, the designated hitter, Johnny Etherington. Etherington will bat for the shortstop, Sam Lipke. Hitting eighth, the second baseman, Nate Manning. And batting ninth in left field is Levi Miller. And that lineup will face Jake Qualley. Qualley got a victory over East Waterloo the other night. He faced Charles City the first time. 2 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks, and 1 strikeout in that ball game. Qualley now 5-2 on the season. He's thrown 60 innings, given up 48 hits, 19 runs, 15 earned, 10 walks, and 36 strikeouts. So after the appearance the other night, the ERA just 165 for Jake Qualley. He was starting for the 7th time and appearing in his 16th game. Left to right in the outfield for Decorah, Austin Ashbacker in left, Gavin Nimrod in center, and James Osley in right. Josie Jewell at third, Colin Nimrod at short, Brady Dolly at second, Bryce Pierce at first, Kyle Kane behind the plate, and Jake Qualley on the hill. Dylan Montang, who was 1 for 3 in game number 1, will look at a pitch over the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. The first 3 men in the lineup, the 3 seniors for Charles City that were recognized here between games. 0-1 delivery. Here's chopper to the right side, fielded nicely by Brady Dolly. A lob of a throw over to first base, and Montag retired, 1 down here in the first inning. 1 down, nobody on for Zach Mitchell, who was 0 for 3 in game number 1. And I know you're talking about the Comet seniors here, but Larry Wolf, the assistant principal here at Charles City, and I were talking in between innings. Any kid who's a senior and stays out for baseball and softball in the summertime, as Mitchell looks at a strike, 0-1, you got to tip your hat to, because due to external factors, whether you're playing sports in college, need money for college, and that job thing, as the pitch sails outside, 1 ball, 1 strike, or you just want to spend your last summer in your hometown hanging out with your friends, there's a lot of factors that could lean a kid not to playing a sport. Fastball at the knees for a strike, and it's 1-2. And any kid who wants to potentially go into August and that month before you move off to college and still play high school sports, we'll give them props. As Mitchell flies one into left field, and it'll be a base hit. A curveball on 1-2 And Mitchell does a good job going the other way. And it ends up being a base hit to left, 1 on, 1 out here in the first inning. And Connor Opp will come to the plate. Opp was 0 for 3 in game number 1. Vikes won that one 2-1. They lead it 2-0 here in the bottom of the first of game number 2. The stretch by Qualley, and the pitch to Opp, swung on, popped up left side. Shallow left center field. Gavin Nimrod coming in from his center field position will make the catch about 5 feet onto the outfield grass, and Opp retired with 1 pitch, 2 down here in the first inning. Two down, and a runner at first for Dylan Isaacson, who was 1 for 3 in game number 1. 2-0 Decorah as we play the bottom of the first. A lead at first base by Mitchell. Held on there by Pierce, and Isaacson swings the first one, fouls one right side. Kane and Pierce coming over. Qualley comes over, slides, and can't get there in front of the Charles City first base dugout. It is no balls and 1 strike. That ball had some low trajectory to it. And who knows if anyone really had a realistic chance, even though Qualley got a glove on it. No balls, 1 strike, the count. Short lead at first base by Mitchell. The ball's 1 strike, and the pitch swung on, popped up, foul ball left side. Josie coming over, and he's just going to run out of real estate as it lands on the top of the dugout on the third base side. No balls, 2 strikes on Dylan Isaacson. Qualley brings it, and the fastball sails up. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. James Osley, a 2-out, 2-run single in the top of the first inning. Stretch by Qualley, and the 1-2 delivery swung on, smack down the left field line, but foul. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes still, as we're starting to see some clear skies out in the distance once again. Could see an extra, 40 more minutes of sunlight here tonight. All in all, it's been just an awesome, comfortable night to watch baseball here in Charles City. The 1-2 delivery, the pitch goes high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Something that the home fans haven't gotten to do with this field situation. And for the sake of Charles City baseball, most importantly, they're young people that love the game. Hopefully they can figure something out here. 2-2. Grounded towards third. Picked up there by Josie. Takes his time. Throws on to first base. And Bryce Pierce had his glove taken off as the throw went to first base. And making it to third is Mitchell, and Isaacson reaches first base. The throw was a little bit to the home plate side of first base. Pierce made the catch while playing behind, or while being in the base pass. And the collision between Isaacson and Pierce caused Pierce's glove to become dislodged, so we'll charge Josie with the error there. First and third with 2 down, and Caleb Hageman, who had the only RBI for Charles City in game 1, will stand in. Pitch outside edge for a strike, 0-1. So first and third, 2 down, bottom of the first inning. A 2-0 lead for Decorah. Sun now officially back out, covering a portion of the field as the pitch Noah moved to first base, and back to the bag diving is Isaacson. Isaacson, the catcher, eligible for a courtesy runner, but ran the times he reached base in game number 1. 0-1 delivery, a curveball taken up. It is 1 ball and 1 strike to count. 1-1 the count. Isaacson with the lead at first base, and Qualley had yet to be on the rubber, so he'll throw over there to keep Isaacson honest. 1-1 with 2 down. The pitch swung on, a ground ball towards short. Colin Nimrod will charge. He'll wind up. He'll throw to first base. And safe at first is the runner. And now trying to make it to third is Isaacson. Pierce's throw to Jewell retires Isaacson. So it ends up being an out at third. 1 run will score, give Hageman an infield hit and an RBI to score Mitchell. But Isaacson tried to make it from first to third. Pierce through to Jewell to get the out. And the inning is up. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left. We head to the second inning. It's a 2-1 lead for Decorah. Well, we've seen as much scoring in Game 2 and inning number 1 as we saw in Game number 1. Decorah won Game number 1 2-1 and leads Game number 2 2-1 after 1 inning. Welcome back to Charles City, everybody. Darren Swenson with you. Glad you're with us tonight on AM 1240 KDEC or anywhere you can at KDECradio.net. Brady Dolly, Gavin Nimrod, and Colin Nimrod here in the second inning. Dolly appeared as a pinch hitter. He walked, and Pierce scored on the re-entry in the 7th inning. And that was the winning run of game number 1. As Dolly bats from the right-hand side, as Montag will work out of the stretch, even though no runners are on base. The pitch goes outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. So Dolly has seen 5 pitches tonight, and all have been out of the zone. 1 ball, no strikes count, and the pitch high from Montag, and it's 2 balls and no strikes now. Mike's got a 2-run, 2-out single from James Osley, an infield RBI single with 2 outs in the first from Caleb Hageman for Charles City. As that one a pitch on the inside edge for a strike. It is 2 balls and 1 strike. Montag comes set. And the 2-1 delivery swung on, a fly ball into right center field, and that one will land in front of Hageman and go all the way to the fence. Brady will stand at second with a double. Brady Dolly with a double to right center on a 2-1 pitch here in the second inning. And that is the first extra base hit in that young man's varsity career. So a good start to the second for Decorah, as Gavin Nimrod will bat. 2-1 Decorah, nobody out, runner at second here in the second. Gavin Nimrod was 1 for 2, a double and a sacrifice in game number 1. He sacrificed a runner up and ended up at second base on a throwing error in that 7th inning. That was the play that really set up the Qualley sacrifice fly a couple of outs later. Nimrod squares to bunt, takes the pitch low, caroms away to the right of Isaacson, but not enough to warrant runner advancement. 1 ball, no strikes the count. And they're going to check and see if Nimrod went around, and he did not. 1 ball, no strikes the count on Gavin Nimrod. A lead at second by Brady Dolly. Paying attention to him is Lipke. Nimrod bunts up the third base side, and it's a good one. Fielding is Montag, and that's all he'll be able to do. Gavin just rolled that one up the third base side. LaBarge went back to cover the bag at third instead of charging. Montag had a long ways to go to field that ball, and by the time he got it, the speedy Gavin was at first base, first and third, nobody out, and Colin Nimrod to the plate. He grounded to second his first time up, 0 for 1. Vikes looking to add on to a 2-1 lead. A move to first base will send Gavin back diving to the bag. Given 3 strides off the bag at first base. Montag comes set, and the pitch. Swing it and a spray foul. Right side and out of play. No balls, 1 strike on Collin. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECRadio.net. 2-1, Decorah leads it here in game number 2 in the top of the second inning. Nimrod takes off on a fake to third, throw to first play, and Montag throws the ball towards center field, and it's dropped by Manning. Scoring on the play is Brady Dolly. What could have been a headache for Decorah turns out serendipitous, and it's a 3-1 lead. Montag faked the third. Did the old fake to third, throw to first play. Nimrod took off. Montag threw to second. The ball was dropped by Manning. When it got away from him, Dolly snuck down the line from third, and it's a 3-1 lead now for Decorah with a runner at second base and nobody out. 0-1 to Collin over the outside edge for a strike, and it's 0-2. Second error of the night on Charles City. This one proves costly. 0-2, hit the ball to the right side, over to his left. It gets by Manning into shallow right field. Rounding third, coming to the plate is Nimrod. He will score on an RBI single by Collin Nimrod, and it is a 4-1 lead for Decorah. Manning had a long way to go, moving to his left to try to get that one. It ended up getting by him and into shallow right field. Collin able to score on the play, and Rick Gable out of the dugout to talk to Montag. So the Vikes haven't exactly knocked the adjective of your choice out of the ball, but it's worked here in inning number 2 as Montag's going to go back to shortstop, and Nate Manning will come into the game to pitch. So Montag faces 10 batters, pitches an inning plus, gives up 4 runs, 2 of them earned to this point, on 5 hits. Walks none, hits 1, strikes out 1. So Nate Manning will move from second base to pitcher. Sam Lipke will move from shortstop to second base, and Dylan Montag will move to second base.
Lineup changes for...
And this lineup will make the Comets that much better defensively, as Jake Qualley will bat here in the second inning. A 4-1 lead for Decorah. A throwing or a fielding error at second base caused the 1 run to score this inning. And Nimrod, Collin got his big brother Gavin home in the second inning for a 4-1 lead. So the warm-up toss is done for Nate Manning. And Jake Qualley will stand in first, and runner at first with nobody out as Qualley pops one foul right side and out of play. Manning threw 2 2/3. In fact, in the game on June the 14th, 3 weeks ago tonight, Decorah, Manning was the most effective pitcher for Charles City against Decorah. 2 2/3, 1 hit. No runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. Manning with the 0-1. Qualley squares to bunt, pushes up the first base side. Manning will field. He'll throw to first base, and Mitchell records the putout. Sacrifice complete, 1-3. So Nimrod moves up to second base on the play. Manning making his 13th appearance out of the pen, 1-1. 196 ERA, 233 opponent's batting average against. 25 innings, 28 hits, 25 runs, and only 7 earned. 9 walks, 7 strikeouts. Dustin Carey looks at the pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Carey struck out swinging in that first inning. 1-0 delivery, swung on and a ground ball hit toward short. Montag will field there. He'll throw to first base, and on a bang-bang play, Carey retired with Nimrod staying put at second base on the play, and there's 2 down here in the second inning.
Now batting for the Vikings, third baseman, number 6, Josie Jewell.
So a runner at second and 2 down. And Josie Jewell to the plate. Hit by a pitch and scored in the first inning. The pitch swung on, popped up right side. Out is the second baseman, Lipke. In is the right fielder, Opp. And Opp will make the catch over the head of Lipke. And what could have been disaster for the Comets ends up in a putout and the end of the inning. 2 runs, 3 hits. 1 error, 1 left. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It's a 4-1 lead for Decorah. Bottom of the second inning we go. It's a 4-1 lead for Decorah. 6, 7, and 8 due for the Comets here in the second inning to face Jake Qualley, who gave up an unearned run in that first inning as the pitch goes outside to Tyler Labarge. 1 ball, no strikes. Labarge 0 for 3 in game number 1. Vikes won that one 2-1, and they lead it here in game 2 4-1. And here's a bunt up the third base side. It rolls into foul ground, and Qualley waits for him for the ball to roll into foul territory before picking it up. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. One. Rolled to the right side. Brady Dolly will field on multiple hops at second base and throw on to first to retire Labarge. And 1 down here in the second inning.
Now batting for
1 down, nobody on.
hitter number 27, Johnny Etherington.
And Johnny Etherington will bat for Charles City. Johnny 0 for 2. 4-1 the score. Decorah on top here in the bottom of the second inning, and that one low and outside from Qualley. 1 ball, no strikes. One 0 delivery, swing and a miss at a curve, and it's 1-1. Curveball outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch swung on, popped up right center field. Retreating is Osley. He will make the catch. And that's the second out here in the second inning.
Now batting for the Comets,
2 down.
number 5, Nate Manning.
And Nate Manning to the plate in a 4-1 Decorah lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Manning was 0 for 2 in game number 1. If you weren't with us for that one, it was the pitching of Kyle Kane that got the job done. Threw a 3-hitter, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 6. Curveball taken inside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1 now on Nate Manning. 1-1, and the pitch taken high. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. 2-1, swung on fly ball left field, angling towards the line. Austin Ashbacker dives, and he can't get there. Rounding first and staying right there is Nate Manning after a deep single to left. So Ashbacker dove, made a nice attempt, but couldn't quite get there.
Now batting for the Comets,
A runner at first and 2 down, and Levi Miller to the plate. And a 4-1 lead for Decorah. Levi Miller, the number 9 hitter, was 0 for 2 in game number 1. As the pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen. Off the end of the bat, no balls, 1 strike. Stretch and the 0-1. Ground ball towards third, foul underneath the glove of Coach Gable in the third base box. He's not actually wearing a glove, but you got the visual. Nothing in 2 on Levi Miller. Qualley has given up 3 hits through his 2 innings, but his offense has given him a pair of 2s in the first 2. The pitch outside corner taken for strike 3, and Qualley gets his first strikeout. 1 hit, 1 left. We head to the third. It's 4-1 lead for Decorah. Third inning we go. It's a 4-1 lead for Decorah, leading Charles City on the final conference night of the year. Game 1 of the doubleheader between Waverly Shellrock and Owine. Waverly Shellrock leads won that one by a 5-1 margin, which was, if the Vikings can sweep here and Owine can get swept, the Vikings will finish third in the conference. Vikes have 5 losses in the conference. New Hampton is done with conference play. They've got 4. And Owine now has 5 losses in the conference as well. So now the worst Decorah can do is to tie for third place. But you know what? They were a 4th place team last year, and they were playing on the final Saturday night of the season. So conference titles are nice, and they're elite. And I think in today's day and age, we don't respect conference titles enough, because that does prove you're the best team over an 18-game schedule, because you can put 3 games together and get to a state tournament, but state tournament is what folks are going to remember. Top of the third inning we go. It is a 4-1 lead for Decorah. And James Osley, who knocked in the first 2 runs of the game, with a single to center back in the first inning, will bat. Pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes to Osley. 1-0. Curve ball taken on the outside edge for a strike, and it's 1-1. Nobody on, nobody out here in the third inning. Pitch swung on, a ground ball towards short, fielded on 3 hops by Montague, and it's a low throw, and bobbling and finally securing the ball at first base is Zach Mitchell for the out. It was a low throw which put more drama on the play than there should have been, but Mitchell, getting an A+ for his juggling act at first base, records the putout just before Osley reached to the bag. 1 down, nobody on. And Kyle Kane will come to the plate. Reached on an error in the first inning. He'll take the first pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Kyle was the winning pitcher in game 1. Probably his best outing of the year. The pitch swung on, fly ball left field. Angling towards the line is Levi Miller. And he will make a 2-handed catch in medium depth left for the second out here in the third inning. Quickly, 2 up, 2 down here in the third, and Austin Ashbacker, who flew out to left end, the first will stand in. 4-1 Decorah here in the top of the third.
Fielder number 22, Austin Ashbacker.
Ashbacker swings and fouls the first one off his foot. He'll limp out off the sting, and it's no balls and 1 strike. And Greg Bodensteiner, the home plate umpire, doing the sportsmanlike thing, walking out to the mound to give a new ball to Manning and letting Austin walk it out a little bit. No balls and 1 strike. Pitch swung on, a fly ball center field. Retreating is Caleb Hageman. He is under it, and he will make the catch to retire the side. The Vikes go quietly in the third. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the third. It's 4-1 lead for Decorah. Jake Qualley back to the hill here in the bottom of the third inning. A 4-1 lead for Decorah. And it's going to the bottom of the third. You got to take a cue from my buddy Elliot Christian. Let's preview next week's schedule. We'll be on the air Monday night for a softball doubleheader, an added game. Decorah and Western Dubuque on Monday night, 5 o'clock for a doubleheader from Decorah. Tuesday night we'll be at Kilmer for baseball at Southwind at 7:20. Wednesday night we'll be at Waterloo West for baseball at 6:50. Thursday night we'll have softball here at Charles City in the first round of the tournament at 6:50. And Dylan Montag swinging at the first one and fouling it away right side, out of play, no balls, 1 strike. Montag grounded to second his first time up. Pitch outside from Qualley, 1 ball, 1 strike. Vikes got a pair of 2s in the first and the second inning. Osley, a 2-run, 2-out single. A throwing error and a single by Colin Nimrod scored the runs in the second. Pitch out of the zone, 2 balls, 1 strike. An RBI infield hit by Caleb Hageman in the bottom of the first inning resulted in Charles City's lone run. The pitch goes outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. 3-1, swung on, popped up right side. Brady Dolly is under it and comes onto the infield grass from his second base position and makes the catch. 1 down here in the third.
Now batting for the Comets, first baseman number 4, Zach Mitchell.
1 down, nobody on, and Zach Mitchell to the plate. Mitchell singled to left and scored in the first inning and takes the first pitch over the outside edge for a strike, nothing in 1. Mitchell, one of 3 hits for the Comets to this point. The Vikes have 5. The pitch goes high as that one sailed out of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. 1-1, swung on, popped up, foul ball, third base side, out of play. A attempt by Mike Wold over there on the third base side to reach, but when you're sitting in the stands, you probably shouldn't dive out of them just to get a foul ball. Smart play by Mr. Wold. 1-2 delivery inside, and it hit him. Got him in the right elbow. And Mitchell will make his way down to first base. So he's on base for the second time, and he's in a little bit of pain as he makes his way towards first base. And I think Mitchell might get a pinch runner here. He will. It'd be Wes Wink. Wes Wink will run for Zach Mitchell at first base.
Number 44, Weston Wink, in the run for Zach Mitchell.
And Connor Opp.
The batter will be right fielder number 22, Connor Opp.
Will come to the plate. Opp flew out to center in the first, 0 for 1. 4-1 lead for Decorah. Opp flew out to center. His first time up. There's ground ball towards third. Josie fields at third. Goes to Dolly at second for the first out. Return throw to first out in time. So a 5-4 force out will make Wes Winks stay in this game at least 1 pitch. Or only 1 pitch.
Catcher number 8, Dylan Isaacson.
A runner at first and 2 down. 4-1 Decorah here in the third. Dylan Isaacson reached on an error in the first inning. He bats here in the third as that one looped toward short, and it's caught in the air by Colin Nimrod. And that's that for the third inning. 1 hit by a pitch and 1 left. We head to the fourth inning. It is a 4-1 lead for Decorah. Brady Dowley has a 1-1 count on him as we return to live action here in Charles City. And actually, it's 1-2 as the pitch goes outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Brady Dowley. Pitch, curveball outside from Manning. Second pitcher of the night. After Monte goes an inning plus 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned. A hit batter and a strikeout. The pitch, check swing, first base side. 1 hopper to Mitchell. He'll tag the bag and Dowley retired. 1 down here in the 4th inning. One down, nobody on, and gave a Nimrod to the plate. He singled and scored in the 2nd. He's been on base 3 of the 4 times he's been up tonight. Manning ready, and the pitch. A curveball in for a strike. It's 0-1. Curveball outside again. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Vikes won game 1, 2-1. They're looking for the sweep and the season sweep of Charles City. The 1-1 delivery well inside for 2 balls, 1 strike. Vikes won back on reunion weekend in Decorah 9-5. And a win in this game would make it 6 wins in a row for Decorah. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch outside for 3 balls, 1 strike now. The 5th win in a row that you got in game number 1 is the longest winning streak of the year. As the pitch taken high, ball 4. So Gavin Nimrod reaches with 1 out, and that is the first batter that Manning has allowed on base since coming in the game in the 2nd.
Shortstop number 10, Colin Nimrod.
Runner at first, 1 down. Colin Nimrod to the plate. He grounded to 2nd in the 1st, single to right in the 2nd. Nimrod bunts up the 3rd base side. Manning moves to his right. Fields throws to 1st base to get the out. Now they throw behind Nimrod at 2nd base, and they throw it into left field, but Nimrod dove back to the bag, and that does not allow runner advancement. So Nimrod, or Gavin, to 2nd base on a 1-3 sacrifice by Colin, and Qualley will bat with 2 outs.
Now batting for the Vikings. Pitcher number 5.
Qualley singled and scored in the 1st inning. His courtesy runner Hovden scored in all actuality, and he sacrificed runner up in the 2nd. He bats here in the 4th with the Vikings leading 4-1 as he flies one towards left field, angling towards the line is Levi Miller. He will make the catch to retire the side. A walk and a man left. We head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. It is 4-1 Decorah. It's been an absolutely beautiful night for high school baseball, and it's been pretty good baseball tonight as well. The Decorah Vikings won game number 1 by a 2-1 margin, scoring a run in the top half of the 7th inning, and using 6 of 7 1-2-3 innings by Kyle Kane in the victory in that one. They've scored a pair of 2s in the first 2 innings here, and they lead it 4-1 as we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Caleb Hageman, Tyler LaBarge, and Johnny Etherington will bat here for Charles City, facing Jake Qualley, who has given up 3 hits, 1 unearned run, hasn't walked anybody, and has struck out 1. Hageman has both RBI on the night for Charles City. He had an RBI infield hit in the 4th inning as the first pitch outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Qualley ready, 0-1 offering, swung on a spray into right center field, and that one will land for a base hit. So Hageman with his 3rd hit of the night and the 4th hit for Charles City here in game 2. That is the first time in this game and only the 2nd time and 11 times at bat for Charles City tonight. They have gotten their leadoff runner on. And Tyler LaBarge will come to the plate. LaBarge takes the first pitch on the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. LaBarge grounded to second in the second, 0 for 1. A move to first base will send Hageman back to the bag. Now squaring to bunt is LaBarge. Qualley delivers. The pitch bunted directly back towards Qualley, towards the first base side. He'll throw to first base with Dolly covering late, but getting there. And it's a 1-4 sacrifice to send Hageman up into scoring position. Runner at second, one down, and Johnny Etherington to the plate.
27, Johnny Etherington.
Etherington flew out to right his first time up, 0 for 1. 4-1 Decorah, bottom of the fourth. They took game one by a 2-1 margin. Qualley delivers, pitch swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Stretch. And the 0-1 delivery swung on. A blooper into right center field. That'll land in front of Nimrod for a base hit. Hageman had to wait and to see if that ball was going to be caught. So he only made it to third on the play. So first and third with one down. And the Comets
now batting for the Comets
in business here in the bottom of the fourth inning. First and third, one down. Nate Manning single to left his first time up. He'll take a curve for a strike from Qualley, 0-1. So the Comets have had at least one base runner in every frame. Qualley comes set. Qualley tries to fake the third move to first attempt. Almost worked on Decorah, and it ended up scoring a run for Decorah in the second inning. 0-1 delivery, ground ball towards third. Picked up there by Josie. He'll throw low to Brady Dolly at second base, and he'll record the out. It was a low throw from Josie Jewell, but Dolly was able to dig it out before Etherington reached the bag. Hageman ended up scoring on the play.
Now batting for the Comets
On a fielder's choice by Nate Manning. And it's a 4-2 ball game. And now Rick Gable will report a change here to Greg Bodensteiner, the home plate umpire. For Manning, that was his 7th RBI on the season. A good throw from third to second probably gives the Vikes a chance to turn two there. There can't be an error because you can't assume the double play, but a little better defense there would have given the Vikes a chance as the pitch taken high. 1 ball, no strikes. Levi Miller struck out looking his first time up, 0 for 1. 1-0 delivery, swung on, grounded towards third once again. Josie fields the slow roller and throws on to first base to retire Miller, and that's that for the fourth inning. But the Comets add to their total 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 left. We are 4 innings complete in game 2 of this doubleheader. It's Decorah 4 and Charles City 2.
and they leave 1.
Top of the 5th inning we go. It's a 4-2 lead for Decorah. It'll be hitters 3, 4, and 5 for Decorah. Dustin Carey, who was warming up a little bit in the bullpen in the last inning, will bat. He struggled at the plate tonight. He's 0 for 5 and was hit by a pitch once. He swings at the first one and fouls one third base side. And into foul ground goes the catcher, Isaacson, and he'll make the catch in front of the third base backstop. There's one down here in the 5th inning. Another case of struggling at the plate and pressing right there.
Now batting for the Vikings. Third baseman, number 6, Josie Jewell.
And these guys have been successful enough, and they don't like being unsuccessful, and you understand that and you respect that about them. But the worst thing you can do when you're struggling in baseball is be overly aggressive, as Josie Jewell swings and misses at a curveball low and away. No balls, 1 strike. Josie hit by a pitch and scored in the 1st inning and flew out to right in the 2nd. 0-1 delivery is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch swung out, smacked foul, third base side. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nate Manning, just like that game on the 14th of June in Decorah, where he didn't give up a hit or a walk through 2 2/3, doing the job of the Decorah offense. That one hit well to deep left field, but the Park's going to hold it as Levi Miller will make the catch in front of the track in left field for the 2nd out of the inning. Josie hit it well, but just got a touch under it. And there's 2 down here in the 5th inning.
Now batting for the Vikings.
2 down, nobody on.
Number 20, James Osley.
Manning on in his 4th full inning of work, and the only man to reach base in his time in this game was a Gavin Nimrod 1-out walk in the 4th. James Osley will swing at the first one and foul 1 wide of third. No balls, 1 strike. Osley had a 2-run single in the 1st inning, and he grounded to short in the 3rd. As Dustin Carey will go back to the pen to warm up. 0-1 delivery, low and outside. It is 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Osley. Kyle Kane hustling in front of us to get the ball. We broadcast from field level. Just a great view of the ballpark from where we do the game from here. There's a ground ball headed towards left field. It will get underneath the gloves of LaBarge and Montag and get to left field for a seeing eye single as James Osley has his 4th hit of the night. He's 2 for 3 in this game after being 2 for 3 in game number 1. That's the first hit that Manning has given up. And Kyle Kane will bat. He reached on an error in the 1st and flew out to left in the 3rd. 4-2 Decorah as we play the top of the 5th. Manning delivers and the pitch on the, just off the corner rather. 1 ball, no strikes. Stretch and the 1-0 swung on a fly ball headed towards left center field, and that one is going to be a gapper. Osley will hit third base, being waved in. There's no cutoff man for Charles City. And Osley will score all the way from first base. No one came out to be the cutoff man for Caleb Hageman as Kyle Kane gets a 2-out RBI double, and the Vikes add to their total. It is now a 5-2 ball game. The ball was towards left center field as Kyle Kane gets his 8th double and his 15th RBI of the season. Hageman got to that ball as Osley was hitting third base. Had there been a cutoff man, he could have had some drama at the plate. Who knows whether there would have been an out recorded or not, but Hageman picked up the ball and he had nobody to throw the ball to. So a mental mistake for the Comets makes it a double and an RBI for Kane. Sweska gets his courtesy out at second base, and Osley scoring on the play to make it a 5-2 ball game, and a trip out to the mound for Rick Gable. And I don't think he was talking as much to Manning in that situation as he was talking to the left side of his infield.
Left fielder number 22, Austin.
And Austin Ashbacker, who struggled with the stick tonight, he's 0 for 5 of the night. Here in game 2, he's flown out to left and flown out to center. He will bat here in a 5-2 Decorah lead, top of the 5th. First pitch to the baby bull is grounded foul on the third base side. No balls, 1 strike. Curveball on outside. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Stretch. A look back at second and the 1-1. Hammered deep down the left field line, but well foul. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Some people have too much time on their hands. 1-2 the count in the pitch. Swung on a ground ball towards left field. A stop is made on the infield by Montag. He's able to keep it on the infield, which perhaps saved a run for the moment, but Ashbacker will get his first hit of the night on an infield single to the left side. So Ashbacker at first, Sweska at third, and Jake Hovden will run for Austin Ashbacker. I believe the Comets will make another change as Nate Manning will move to second. Sam Lipke will move back to short. And Dylan Montag is coming back into this game.
Number 3, Jake Hovden will enter the game to run for Ashbacker.
So Manning was solid through the first 3 innings. In fact, solid through the first 2 outs of this inning. But an Osley single, a Kane double, and an Ashbacker single has put runners at the corners with 2 down. Montang through the first inning of this one gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned, no walks, 1 hit batter, and 1 strikeout. He threw the final inning of the first game of this doubleheader. 1 run, no hits, no runs. 1 inning, no hits, no runs. 1 hit batter and no strikeouts. First and third with 2 down, and Brady Dolly to the plate. He doubled to right and scored in the second and grounded to first in the fourth. Sweska at third, Hovden at first. Decorah leading 5-2 here in the 5th inning. And Dolly looking to add on to that total. 3 of the 5 runs Decorah has scored have come with 2 outs. And 4 of the 7 they have scored on the night have come with 2 outs. Hovden at first, Sweska at third. And Hovden takes off, pitch taken high, throw down to second base. Not in time, down the line from third. Scoring is Sweska. The Vikes execute the double steal to perfection, and it's a 6-2 lead for Decorah. Hovden stealing second. Sweska comes down the line from third to score after Isaacson's throw was late. As the pitch goes outside to Dolly, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 1 the count. And a foul ball on the third base side. It's 1-2 now on Dolly, batting with a runner in scoring position. The advantage for Decorah. One and two on the pitch outside. So the deuce is wild on the Decorah second baseman. Away from second is Hovden. The pause and the 2-2. Ooh, just missed inside, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. And actually, we apparently were off on the count. Brady Dolly is heading down to first base, and he's not getting sent back. Scoreboard had 2-2. I had 2-2, but
Number 7, Gavin Nimrod.
and now Brighton Meyer will run for Dolly.
Number 14, Brighton Meyer.
Meyer running for Dolly at first. Hovden running for Ashbacker at second. 2 in, 2 down for Gavin Nimrod, who singled and scored in the second inning and walked in the fourth. Montag back in after moving to shortstop. The pitch swung on a ground ball towards first. It's knocked down there by Mitchell. He'll pick it up and win the race with Nimrod to the bag, and that's that for the fifth inning. 2 out runs for Decorah. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left. We head to the bottom half of the fifth inning. A 6-2 lead for Decorah. Will start the third trip around the batting order for the Comets here in the bottom of the fifth inning, with the Vikes now leading 6-2. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 in the sixth for Decorah. First pitch taken low, 1 ball, no strikes. Montang has grounded to second in the first and popped out to second in the third. The pitch, it's taken low. It is 2 balls and no strikes now. Two-0. Missed again. It's 3 balls, no strikes. A Viking pitcher has not walked a batter yet tonight until now, as the next pitch goes high for ball 4. Jake Hovden has moved into left field for Decorah. A runner at first and nobody out, and Zach Mitchell to the plate. First pitch out of the zone from Qualley. It's 1 ball, no strikes. And a trip out of the third base dugout from Coach Hill. Dustin Carey has warmed up, and he is continuing to warm up. The interesting thing that'll happen is if Carey comes into this game, he's batting for Bryce Pierce. Carey would have to stay in his spot in the order. You would have to get another first baseman into the game. You would lose the DH, and then I don't know how Coach O would handle that. That was basically just the, shall we say, pep talk to Jake Qualley out on the hill. He's at his first 5 pitches here in the fifth inning out of the zone. He's at the 57 pitch mark right now. Runner at first base with nobody out. Qualley comes set in the pitch. That one gets the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Qualley with a move to first base, back to the bag. Lunging is Montang. Montang and Isaacson both eligible for courtesy runners, but both running the bases for themselves. The 1-1. Outside for 2 balls, 1 strike. Stretch and the 2-1. Swung on and sprayed in the air, left side of the infield. Josie Jewell on the infield dirt will make the catch for the first out here in the fifth inning. One down, runner at first. Counter op to the plate for the Comets, and a 6-2 lead for Decorah. Op flew out to center in the first and reached on a fielder's choice in the third. Qualley comes setting the pitch, swung on a fly ball, left side, foul territory. Jake Covden angling towards the line. Josie Jewell coming over right along the fence, and he will make the catch. Runner stays put at first base, 2 down here in the 5th inning. We talked about that added foul territory space here in Charles City. And balls you give up on in a lot of other ballparks, you can't give up on here, and Josie did exactly that there. For runner at first, 2 down. Dylan Isaacson to the plate, ground ball to the left side. Picked up there by Jewell. He'll fire over to first base, dug out nicely by Pierce. And that's that for the 5th inning. A leadoff walk, but nothing else. We head to the 6th inning. It is a 6-2 lead for Decorah. Another new pitcher coming in for Charles City here. This will be Caleb Hageman. Hageman becoming the 3rd pitcher and the 4th change of pitchers in this game. Connor Opp, I see, is in center field. That means there's a new right fielder I haven't noticed yet. I don't know if that's a new player or somebody else. We'll wait for the announcement there, as the Vikings will have the top of the order. Look to get some A&J Petersburg insurance runs here. The Vikings are leading in the sixth inning and are looking to add on to their totals. Colin Nimrod will bat for the 4th time in 6 frames as Hageman throws his first offering of the game, and it's inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Nimrod grounded to second in the 1st inning, singled on the infield to knock in a run in the 2nd, and sacrificed a runner up in the 4th, swinging a foul at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch out of the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike from Hageman. Colin looking to reach base for the 2nd time in this game. He reached base once and he scored that time in game number 1 as a fly ball goes out into left field, angling towards left center is Levi Miller, and he dropped it out in left field. Colin Nimrod will stand at second or slide head first into second, reaching on the 2-base dropped fly ball by Miller in left. A runner at second and nobody out. Jake Qualley will bat.
Now batting for the Vikings. Pitcher number 5.
Runner at second, nobody out. Jake Qualley singled and scored, and his courtesy runner scored in the 1st. Sacrificed a runner up in the 2nd and flew out to left in the 4th. Qualley squaring the bunt, pulls the bat back, takes a curve for a strike. 0-1. 6-2 Decorah here in the 6th. Qualley, a curveball that goes behind him. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. The good old curveball that didn't curve that time as Hageman back to the rubber. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. The 1-1 delivery, lone outside. It caroms away from Etherington, who is now behind the plate. And it's a wild pitch and a 2-1 count. So, see, Etherington is behind the plate. Manning is still at second base. Montag back to third. Maybe that means Lipke's in right. 2 balls, 1 strike to count on Qualley. Infield up at all 4 spots. Pitch taken low and outside. It's 3 balls, 1 strike. Actually, Colin Johanningmeyer is at second base now, and I want to say Nate Manning's out in right. 2-2, ground ball left side, and it gets through for a base hit. Nimrod will score with an A&J Petersburg Insurance run, and that makes it a 7-2 lead for Decorah. As Jake Qualley gets an RBI single, he's now 2 for 3 with the sacrifice on the night.
Now batting for the Vikings, designated hitter number 2, Dustin.
And Dustin Carey will come to the plate. So $20 to the Decorah Viking Athletic Booster Club with that RBI single by Qualley. Carey is 0 for 3 with the stick tonight. Struck out swinging in the first, grounded to short in the second, and fouled out to the catcher in the fifth. Pitch swung on, driven deep down the left field line, and that one's going to be over the head of Miller. 2 hops and to the fence. Jake Qualley being waved in by Coach O. Relay throw, there won't be one. An RBI double for Carey as Qualley scores with another A&J Petersburg Insurance run, and it's 8-2 Decorah. So Dustin Carey gets his first hit of the doubleheader. RBI number 7, or double number 7, and RBI number 19 on the season as Josie Jewell will look to keep the fun going. An 8-2 lead for Decorah. Curveball taken low. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Vikes won game 1, 2-1. Now they've let the offense go. And now they have 10 hits in this game of the doubleheader as that one hammered down the left field line, and it'll end up in the softball field. Foul, 1 ball, 1 strike. And a curveball doesn't curve, and Josie Jewell hit by the pitch. So Josie has been a baseball magnet tonight, getting hit by the pitch for the 3rd time.
Now batting for the Vikings.
First and second with nobody out, and James Osley to the plate. Osley 2 for 3. A run scored with 2 RBI on the night as he smacks one up the middle and through for a base hit. Rounding third, coming to the plate is Dustin Carey, and overrunning the ball out in center is Connor Opp. Carey will score. Jewell moves to third. Osley to second on the air out in center field. Carey scoring with a A&J Petersburg Insurance run, and it's a 9-2 lead for Decorah. Osley with his 3rd RBI of the night, and the fielding error will move Josie to third and Osley to second base. And Kyle Kane will come to the plate. Kane 1 for 3. With a double, and his courtesy runner scored after an RBI double in the 5th inning as the pitch taken low is 1 ball, no strikes. Infield up at all 4 spots for Charles City again as the Vikes have added 3 to their total and lead at 9-2 here in the 6th. Smacked into right center field, and that one is going to land for a base hit. Scoring is Josie Jewell. Stopping at third is Osley. RBI single for Kyle Kane as Josie scores with another A&J Petersburg Insurance run. The Vikes have gotten $80 out of A&J tonight. An RBI single for Kane. And 16 RBIs for Kane on the season. It's now 10-2 Decorah. And Rick Gable out to talk to Caleb Hageman. Sweska will run for Kane, and now a new pitcher coming in for Charles City. It'll be Dylan Isaacson. Isaacson will replace Hageman, who failed to get an out, but he did get Nimrod to fly out to left, but one of the balls was dropped, and you know what? If that ball is caught, you don't know what's going to happen here. As Isaacson will pitch, Etherington is behind the plate. Colin Joe Hanningmeyer is at second, and Montag is back to short. Hageman returns to center, and now Opp moves back to right. It's a 10-2 lead for Decorah, and Jake Hovden will be the batter. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.net. Darren Swinson with you from Charles City Sportsman's Park. The fortunate thing for the Comets, they finally got to play a home game this year. A week without rain after the floodwaters have done a lot of damage to this field. And talking to some people over here, they are starting to have some serious conversations about putting the baseball field in a new spot here in town. Because it's been since 2007 since they've gotten to host every game at home. And with the proud tradition and a very good baseball program, that's not being fair to the kids who have been loyal to the great game in this community. As Jake Hovden will bat for the first time. He ran for Ashbacker back in the 5th inning and stayed in to play left field. First pitch taken high by Jake. 1 ball, no strikes. Still nobody out here in the 6th inning. A 10-2 lead for Decorah. Hovden played but did not bat in game number 1, getting the start. Out in left field, 1-0. Taken for a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Osley, the runner at third. Sweska, the runner at first. 10-2 the score. Decorah on top. Stretch and the 1-1. High, 2 balls, 1 strike. Sweska away from first. Down the line from third is Osley. Isaacson trying to put out the fire here in the 6th inning. The 2-1 swinging a foul right side out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count. Stretch. And the pitch. A check swing and a foul ball. That was a big over-the-top curveball. And I think if Jake lets that one go by, he's probably losing control of that one as the pitch coming here from Isaacson. Swinging a foul right side, not a play. So Jake doing a nice job of hanging tough here. A 10-2 lead for Decorah here in the 6th inning. Still nobody out. Osley, the runner at third. And Sweska, the runner at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stretch and the pitch swung on a ground ball towards third, fielded right on the bag by LaBarge. He'll throw across the diamond, and on a bang-bang play, Hovden retired for the first out of the inning. 1 down with Sweska moving to second on the play. Staying at third is Osley. He had the play right in front of him. In fact, if he moved at all, LaBarge would have had the opportunity at a swipe tag. So, second and third with 1 down, and Connor Gossman going to get an opportunity here for Brady Dolly. Dolly was 1 for 2 with a walk tonight. Infield back up the middle, up at the corners. Isaacson with a look around the base pass, and the pitch to Connor goes inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Good to see Connor back playing athletics. What some people may not know, on the final play of the state championship football game when he ran the ball, he ended up with a broken collarbone. But he's back and contributing well on the junior varsity level. The pitch goes low. 2 balls and no strikes. Most importantly, and say this about the majority of the kids you deal with in high school sports. Kind of a pretty good young man. The 2-0 delivery, swing and a foul, right, straight back and out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike. Second and third with 1 down. Stretch, look around the base pass the 2-1. Swing and a foul at the plate. A curveball coming towards the inside portion of the plate. It's 2-2. See Eric Smorstad, another pinch hitter coming for Decorah in his next at bat. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 1 down. The pitch to counter, curveball taken on the outside edge for strike 3. That's a nice deuce by Isaacson, and Eric Smorstad now will bat for Nimrod. Gavin was 1 for 2. Singled and scored, walked, and grounded to first. Isaacson will continue to work out of the stretch with the second and third and 2-out situation. Smorsy appeared as a pinch hitter and was retired on a foul out in game 1. He'll look at the first one high, 1 ball, no strikes. Away from third is Osley. Away from second, Sweska. Fastball outside edge taken for strike 1. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 10-2 Decorah. They've gotten $80 out of E&J tonight with 4 insurance runs here in the 6th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. The pitch, swinging a foul back to the backstop. And it's 1-2. One and 2 with 2 down. Osley away from third, away from second, Sweska. The pause and the pitch from Isaacson is a curveball low and inside for 2 balls, 2 strikes. Smorstad, the 9th man to bat in this inning. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the 6th, and 4 here in the 6th for Decorah. If they have put double-digit runs on the board yet again, the 2-2 delivery, and that's got Smorsy. Got him in the left thigh. So Smorsy will make his way down to first base. That is the 5th batter that Charles City pitchers have hit. 3 times it's been Josie Jewell. And now Sean Truin will come to the plate. Bases loaded, 2 down here in the 6th. Shawnee going to get a chance. 0 for 2 on the varsity. The pitch to Sean. Sweeping slider taken outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Bases loaded. 2 down, 6th inning of a 10-2 lead for Decorah. They've scored 4 A&J Petersburg insurance runs this frame. Ground ball to the right side, slowly hit, takes a funny hop. Play made there by Joe Hanningmeyer, and he'll throw to first base to retire Truin, and that's that for the 6th inning. But the Vikes score 8-4. A&J Petersburg insurance runs on 4 hits, helped out by 2 errors and 3 left. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is a 10-2 lead for Decorah. Glad you're with us for high school baseball. Northeast Iowa Conference doubleheader tonight on AM 1240 KDEC.
Center fielder number 10, Caleb Hageman.
Caleb Hageman, who is 2 for 2 at the plate, will come in and face Jake Qualley here. Qualley hasn't been A-plus sharp, but he's been effective, and his offense has helped him a ton. It's 10-2 as Hageman swings and misses at the first one. No balls, one strike. Dustin Carey has warmed up a little bit and will continue to warm up down the third base side. The pitch out of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Probably the first any sign of trouble. Qualley might move back to shortstop. Curve ball swung on and missed. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Connor Gossman did stay in the game and play second base. The rest of the subs are re-entries. 1-2. Just missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Qualley's been economical with the pitches. 67 to this point. 10-2 Decorah. Here in the 6th inning. Vikes won game 1, 2-1. Pitch outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Vikes got 2 in the first. James Osley, a 2-out, 2-run single, an error, and an RBI single by Colin Nimrod. Scored the 2 in the second. Swinging a foul at the plate, so we'll do it again at 2-2. Vikes scored again in the 5th. RBI double by Kyle Kane. And a double steal with Hovden and Sweska. Sweska on the back end of it, stealing home. 3-2 delivery, swung on, popped up right side. Bryce Pierce calls at first base, and Bryce Pierce catches at first base for the first out here in the 6th inning. And in the 6th inning, an RBI single by Jake Qualley, an RBI double by Dustin Carey, an RBI singles by Osley and Kane. Will score the runs for Decorah in that 6th inning as Connor Stallsmith will bat for the first time and look at a strike from Qualley, 0-1. Qualley has allowed a base runner in every inning to this point. The 0-1 delivery is taken up. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. Dustin Carey is warming up in the bullpen just in case. And basically what you want Jake to do here is to throw strikes, keep the ball out of the middle of the zone as the pitch goes outside for 2-1. When you got an 8-run advantage and they only have 5 outs to play with, let your defense help you out. 2-1, swung on fly ball center field and deep. Retreating is Gavin Nimrod, will make the catch in medium to deep center field. And that's the second out of the inning. 2 down, nobody on. 6th inning, a 10-2 lead for Decorah. And Andrew Korish will bat for Etherington here. As Colin Johanningmeyer warming up in the bullpen for Charles City. A 10-2 lead for Decorah here in the 6th. Pitch, a strike, 0-1. Comets got their runs in the 1st inning. A 2-out RBI single by Caleb Hageman and an RBI fielder's choice off the bat of Nate Manning. Here's ground ball towards third, fielded on 1 hop by Josie. A low throw at first base, caught on the ground by Bryce Pearson for the first time tonight. The Comets go down in order. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the top of the 7th inning. It's Decorah 10 and Charles City 2. Top of the 7th inning we go. A 10-2 lead for Decorah. Connor Stallsmith on to become the 5th pitcher of the night and the 6th pitching change of the night here in game number 2. Viking offense has done the job tonight here in game number 2. They have 12 hit. And frankly, the defense of Charles City hasn't helped out the pitchers much, as there's been 4 errors after they only committed 1 in game number 1. Game number 1 was just a good ball game as Decorah won that one 2-1. Cole Sweska will lead things off batting for Qualley, who was 2 for 4 with an RBI on the night. Pitch taken low. 1 ball, no strikes to Sweska, who obviously makes a lot of appearances as a pinch runner, courtesy runner. Doesn't get to swing it in game competition on the varsity level too often. He'll look at a strike. It's 1-1. We gave you the scoring summary last frame. 2 2. Here's the Cliff Notes version of it. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the fifth, and 4 in the sixth for Decorah. Pop up right side, and Connor Stallsmith is under it. Overran it a bit, lunges back and makes the catch right on the fair foul line, about 10 feet in front of the bag at first base. And there's one down. Here in the seventh inning. And Bryce Pierce, who was getting hit for by Dustin Carey, will now bat for Carey. Carey had an RBI double his last time up. Offensively tonight, Qualley 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and a RBI as the pitch goes inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Josie Jewell 0 for 2 was hit by a pitch twice and scored. James Osley 3 for 4 scored a run and knocked in 3. Kyle Kane 2 for 4 with 2 RBI and a double. As Pierce sprays one foul right side out of play. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Gavin Nimrod on base twice. Colin Nimrod on base twice. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Pitch swung on and a pop-up on the infield. Joe Hanningmeyer at second base, forced to field it on a hop. He'll throw to first base, and beating it out is Pierce. Manning actually is the second baseman. He misread the pop-up. He started to retreat, then came in. Had to field it on a hop, and Mitchell was off the bag, had to hustle back to the bag, and by the time Mitchell got back there to accept the throw, Pierce beat it out.
Number 6, Josie Jewell.
And Josie Jewell to the plate. He's been hit by a pitch twice, scored, and he's 0 for 2 in his other at-bats. Here in game number 2, moved to first base and back to the bag diving is Pierce. Pitch swung on and a pop-up right side, and that one's going to reach the seats. No balls, 1 strike. No balls, 1 strike. Lead at first by Pierce. And the 0-1 delivery is low outside for 1 ball, 1 strike. (10-2) Decorah here in the 7th. Couple of steps off the bag at first base is Pierce. Stallsmith comes set. And the 1-1 delivery swung on and missed at a breaking ball. It's 1-2. Curved ball just missed. 2-2 the count. Oohs and ahs from the Charles City fans. Two the count. Stallsmith delivers pitch, swung on. Josie reaches for the curveball and fouls it back. So it's still 2-2 on Josie Jewell. Two and two with 1 down. Stretched by Stallsmith. And the pitch, a curveball. Swung on and missed at a pitch in the dirt. And there's 2 down here in the 7th inning. And James Osley will bat. Runner at first, 2 down.
Right fielder, number 20, James Osley.
Osley, 3 for 4 here in game 2. Scored a run. and had 3 RBIs. He gave the Vikes the lead in the first inning in both games of the doubleheader tonight as that one fouled away right side and out of play. The ball's in 1 strike. Oh-1. Swung on, driven, deep left field, angling towards the line is Levi Miller, and it lands in foul territory. And it just landed in left field and just fell in the spongy sloppiness, which is the outfield here at Charles City. Even though I did talk to Gavin Nimrod a little bit between games, he said right field, and from his position in center, he said right center to left center wasn't too bad, but the further you go into right field, the sloppier it got. The ball's 2 strikes. Pitch swung on, smack towards second. It's caught in the air by Manning, and that's that for the 7th inning. 1 hit, 1 left. Comets with a lot of work to do. They trail it by 8 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. The bottom of the 7th we go. Jake Quelly is throwing 76 pitches through 6, has given up 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He's walked 1, he struck out 1. His defense has only committed 1 error behind him. Nate Manning will lead things off here in the 7th inning. A single to left in the 2nd. An RBI fielder's choice in the 4th.
Second baseman number 5, Nate Manning.
Vikes scored 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 5th, and 4 in the 6th inning for their 10-2 lead. The pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Qualley has retired 5 in a row, or 6 in a row, and that's his longest consecutive batter streak of the game. The pitch goes low. It's 2 balls, no strikes. In fact, Jake's 1-2-3 inning in the 6th inning was his first one of the night. Kyle Kane had 6 1-2-3 innings in game number 1. Curveball missing inside. It's 3 balls, no strikes. So again, Jake hasn't been A+ sharp, but been effective. And the pitch inside for ball 4. Second walk of the night for Qualley. The second in 13+ innings for Decorah as Levi Miller will bat. Dustin Carey will warm up just in case. As Miller struck out looking in the 2nd, grounded to 3rd in the 4th. Miller squares to bunt and takes the pitch behind his head. Did he offer at it? No. 1 ball, no strikes to count. (1-0). Bunted in front of the plate, picking up as Qualley. He'll throw on to first base, and beating him by a step is the throw. Sacrifice 1-3. Miller gets Manning to second base. Runner at second with 1 down. And Dylan Montang will bat for the 4th time tonight. Grounded to second in the 1st, popped to second in the 3rd, and walked in the 5th. 10-2 to Decorah here in the 7th. Pitch outside corner for a strike, nothing in 1. Pitch swung on, a ground ball to the left side. Diving stop made by Josie. Gets to his feet, throws to first base. Got him! Wow, what a play by Josie Jewell, who somersaulted on the diving stop. Got to his feet and threw to first base to retire Montag. Hang a star on that play. And there's 2 down here in the 7th inning.
First baseman number 4, Zach Mitchell.
2 down, runner at second. And Zach Mitchell will bat. Singleton scored in the 1st, hit by a pitch in the 3rd, and popped the 3rd and the 5th. Curveball outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Vikes won game 1, 2-1. And are leading here in game 2, 10-2. The pitch swung on and missed. Nothing in 2. And if Owine loses game 2 of the doubleheader down or hosting Waverly Shellrock, the Vikes will finish 3rd in the conference. 0-1 delivery. Outside, it's 1 ball, 1 strike. One up. Pitch goes high. Now the scoreboard says it's 3-1. Go visit Decorah Tire Service. They're one of our many great sponsors for Decorah Viking Sports. 3-1 delivery outside. 4 ball 4. Quali walks is second. Manning at second.
Now batting for the
and Mitchell at first.
Number 22, Connor Opp.
And Connor Opp will come to the plate. Fly to center in the first, reached on fielder's choice in the third, and fouled to third in the fifth. The pitch. Curveball for a strike. Nothing in 1. Oh, 1. Curveball low. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Pitch. Curveball outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch, curveball, swung on and missed. It's now 2-2. Two and 2 with 2 out and 2 on. The pitch, swing and a miss, and that's a Viking victory. The Vikings take 2 from Charles City here at Sportsman's Park tonight. They take the first game 2-1 and take the second game by a 10-2 margin.
And your final
10 runs,
Decorah 10 and Charles City 2.
13 hits, 1 error for Decorah, and they leave 10. 2 runs for Charles City on 5 hits, 4 errors, and 7 runners left. The winning pitcher, Jake Qualley, walks 3, gives up 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, and he strikes out 1. The losing pitcher, Dylan Montag, for Charles City. So the Vikings are now 22-8, and they end a conference play at 13-5, which will be good enough for a 3rd place finish in the Northeast Iowa Conference. And the Comets dropped to 1-17 in conference play and 5-22 overall. Many people to thank for making the broadcast possible. First and foremost, our advertisers, the good sports-minded people who helped us bring the game wherever you were tonight. Without their help, this coverage would not be possible. So as always, we encourage you to support the businesses who support local high school sports. And lastly, and most importantly, we thank you, that's right, you the listener, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We know you enjoyed the outcomes. 2-1 Decorah in Game 1, 10-2 Decorah in Game 2. Our next coverage will be softball Monday night as Decorah will take on Western Dubuque. 5 o'clock for a varsity doubleheader, 4:50 pregame from Decorah. So for our entire KDEC sports team, Darren Swenson saying so long from Charles City. Vikes take 2 from the Comets. Thanks a bunch for tuning in. We'll talk to you again next Monday afternoon.